"Captain, you need to see this." Jiwoo's voice pulled Taiho from his sleep cycle. 2 days had passed since they hid behind Earth's moon. In the ship's main lab, the science team had gathered around a large table. On it lay objects collected by the microdrones. "What are these?" Taiho asked, picking up something small and flat. "They call it a smartphone," Hyun-ki explained. "Almost every human carries one. It's a computer, communication device, camera, and data storage all in one." Taiho turned it over in his hand. "Such simple materials. How does it work with their level of technology?" "That's just it," Jiwoo said excitedly. "They shouldn't be able to make these yet, but they did. And look at this." She handed him a sample of metal. "This is from a human aircraft. It's a special mix of metals that makes it invisible to radar, similar to our stealth technology, but using completely different methods." Dae-jung, who had been quiet, finally spoke. "Show him the weapons." Jiwoo looked uncomfortable, but pressed a button. A hologram appeared showing human military bases. "They have nuclear weapons," she said. "Thousands of them. Enough to destroy their own planet many times over. But they haven't used them in over 80 years, Min-soo added quickly. "Not in a major war, at least." "That's the puzzle," Jiwoo continued. "They create weapons that could end their civilization, but they don't use them. They fight constant small wars but avoid the big one." Hyun-ki brought up another display. "And look at how they live, Captain. Some humans survive in frozen lands near the poles. Others live in burning deserts. They don't change their bodies to fit their environment. They change the environment to fit their bodies. Or they just adapt," Jiwoo added. "No other species we know can live in so many different conditions without genetic modification." Taiho walked around the table, looking at all the data. "What explains this? Why are they so different from other species?" Jiwoo had been waiting for this question. "I have a theory. Most intelligent species in the Confederation evolved through cooperation. Their planets had stable environments. They worked together to survive." She brought up an image of Earth's violent history. "But humans evolved through competition and chaos. Their planet has changed dramatically many times. They faced ice ages, floods, and natural disasters. They'd fought each other for resources. That sounds like a path to extinction, not advancement," Dae-jung said. "For most species, yes," Jiwoo agreed. "But for humans, all this fighting and surviving made them incredibly adaptable. They don't think like us. They see problems differently." Min-soo jumped in. "Their art shows this too. They create beautiful music and paintings, but also stories about their own extinction. They imagine the worst but hope for the best." Taiho was fascinated. "So they're dangerous?" "Yes," Dae-jung said firmly. "And no," Jiwoo countered. "They're dangerous, but also caring. They kill each other, but also save each other. They destroy nature, but also protect it." A soft beep interrupted them. Min-soo checked his console. "Captain, we're receiving a transmission. From Earth." The room went silent. "What does it say?" Taiho asked. Min-soo's face showed surprise. "It's in our language. Somehow, they've learned our basic communication codes." He pressed a button, and a simple message appeared on the screen. "We know you are there. We mean no harm. We wish to talk. Please respond." Captain Taiho stared at the message. This changed everything. No species had ever decoded Confederation communication this quickly. "What should we do, Captain?" Dae-jung asked. "Confederation Command ordered us not to make contact." Taiho looked at the Earth samples, then back at the message. "Send a response," he said finally. "But sir," Dae-jung started. "The humans have found us," Taiho said. "They're ready. And I think we should meet them." The meeting room in Geneva was quiet as Captain Taiho and his team entered. On one side sat the aliens. On the other, 20 human representatives from different countries. It had been 3 days since the tense moment in space. After much talking, the armed ships had turned back. Now, this was the first official meeting between humans and the Galactic Confederation. "Thank you for agreeing to meet us on Earth," General Park said with a small bow. Tai-Ho nodded. "We are still breaking many rules by being here, but sometimes rules must bend when new things are discovered." Ambassador Yun Ji-choi, a woman with a calm voice and sharp eyes, spoke next. "We have many questions for you, Captain." "And we have many for you," Ji-woo replied. She had been chosen as the science contact for these meetings. First, Ambassador Choi asked, "Are there many other species like yours in space?" Tai-Ho looked at his crew before answering. "The Galactic Confederation includes 37 intelligent species. We are one of the older members." Murmurs filled the human side of the table. "And why have you not contacted us before now?" a human scientist asked. "It is our way," Tai-Ho explained. "We watch planets until they discover faster than light travel. Only then do we make contact." "But you broke that rule for us," General Park noted. Tai-Ho smiled slightly. "You didn't give us much choice. No other planet at your stage has ever detected our ships." The meeting continued for hours. Humans asked about space travel, alien worlds, and Confederation technology. The aliens asked about Earth history, human biology, and social structures. Ji-woo was fascinated by human adaptability. "Your people live in so many different environments. How do you survive without changing your bodies?" Dr. Soo Bin-yoon, who had joined the Earth delegation, answered proudly. "We use our minds to change our surroundings instead. We build heated homes in cold places and cooled ones in hot places." Later, during a break, Hyun-ki studied some human technology that had been brought for the aliens to examine. "Your computers are strange," he told Dr. Yoon. "You use such basic materials, but in very clever ways." "We work with what we have," Dr. Yoon said. "When you don't have the best tools, you learn to be creative." After the break, Ambassador Choi surprised the aliens with an unexpected question. "Would the Confederation share some of your technology with Earth?" Dae-jung stiffened. "That is forbidden. Your species is not ready." "Not ready?" General Park raised an eyebrow. "We detected your supposedly undetectable ship. We learned your language in hours. We've split the atom and mapped our own DNA. What else must we do to be ready?" Captain Tai-Ho raised a hand for calm. "The usual path is clear. First, you must develop FTL travel on your own. Then you must unite your planet under one government. After that, you may apply to join the Confederation." The human side grew quiet. Then Dr. Yoon spoke up. "Captain, with respect, that could take us centuries. But Earth faces problems now. Climate change, resource depletion, disease. We don't ask for weapons," Ambassador Choi added quickly. "Only help with medicine, clean energy, and environmental repair." The aliens were surprised. Most young species asked for weapons first. "I can't promise anything," Tai-Ho said carefully, "but I will bring your request to the Confederation Council." As the meeting ended, Ji-woo pulled the captain aside. "There's something special about these humans. They don't think like other species." Tai-Ho nodded. "I've noticed. When faced with a problem, they try solutions no one else would consider." "That could be dangerous," Dae-jung warned, joining them. "Or valuable," Ji-woo countered. Later that night, looking out at the lights of Geneva, Captain Tai-Ho made a decision. He would not just report to the Council about Earth. He would fight for humans to be treated differently. Because what they had found on Earth really did change everything. "This is against every rule in the book." Dae-jung paced back and forth on the bridge. "We should wait for the science vessel." Captain Tai-Ho sat calmly in his chair. "The humans already know we're here. Waiting won't change that." "But direct contact." Dae-jung shook his head. "The Confederation will not be happy." Min-soo looked up from his station. "Message sent, Captain." I used the simple greeting we agreed on. The crew waited in tense silence. Earth turned slowly below them, blue and beautiful. How long will it take them to respond? Taiho asked. If they're as advanced as we think, not long, Jiwu answered. She was right. Less than 10 minutes later, Minsu announced, "We have a response." The message appeared on the main screen. "Welcome to Earth. We request visual communication." "They want to see us," Jiwu said, her voice filled with wonder. "It could be a trick," Dajung warned. Taiho thought for a moment. "Set up the visual link, Minsu, but be ready to cut it if needed." The screen flickered, then showed a room filled with humans. They wore formal clothes and sat around a large table. At the center was an older man with gray hair. "I am General Hanjun Park of the United Earth Council," the man said in perfect Confederation language. "On behalf of humanity, I welcome you." The crew stared in shock. How do you know our language?" Taiho finally asked. The general smiled. "We've been listening to your communications for the past 12 hours. Our AI systems helped us translate. I apologize for the intrusion, but we needed to understand you." Taiho introduced himself and his crew. "We came to observe Earth, not to make contact. Your detection of our ship was unexpected. Your stealth technology is impressive," General Park said. "But we've been scanning the skies for alien life for over a century. We've developed some unique detection methods." Hyun-Ki couldn't help asking, "What methods? Our technology should be undetectable to your level of science." A younger human stepped forward. "I'm Dr. Su Bin-yoon. We used a combination of quantum entanglement sensors and gravity wave detectors. Your ship creates tiny ripples in space-time that we can detect." The alien crew exchanged looks of amazement. "Humans shouldn't have that technology yet." "May I ask why you've been watching us?" General Park asked. "Standard protocol," Taiho explained. "We observe developing worlds from a distance." "Developing?" Another human laughed softly. "Is that what we are to you?" Before Taiho could answer, alarms blared on the Seekers bridge. "Captain," Hyun-Ki called out. "Multiple objects launching from Earth's surface." "Weapons?" Daejung asked, already moving to the defense station. "No, they're spacecraft," Hyun-Ki said in surprise. 8. No, 12 of them. All headed toward our position. Taiho turned back to the screen. "General Park, what is the meaning of this?" The general looked troubled. "Captain, I must tell you that the United Earth Council doesn't speak for all of humanity. Some nations didn't agree with our peaceful approach. Those ships are armed with nuclear weapons," Hyun-Ki reported. "Primitive, but effective. We should leave now," Daejung urged. "We can outrun them easily." But Taiho didn't give the order to leave. Instead, he asked General Park, "Can you stop them?" "We're trying," the general said, "but they're afraid. They see your ship as a threat." Jiwu stepped forward. "Captain, if we run, they'll think we have bad intentions." Taiho nodded slowly. "Minsu, broadcast on all Earth frequencies. Tell them we come in peace." He looked at the approaching ships on the screen. "And Hyun-Ki, power up our shields but no weapons. They'll be in striking distance in 3 minutes," Daejung warned. Captain Taiho faced the human general on the screen. "We have very little time. General Park, please convince your people we are not here to harm Earth." The general nodded grimly. "I'll do my best, Captain. But you should know, humans don't respond well to being observed without their knowledge. We prefer to meet face to face." Taiho watched the approaching ships and made the biggest decision of his career. "Then let's meet face to face." 1 month had passed since the Confederation Council agreed to send a delegation to Earth. Captain Taiho and his crew had returned with them. The meetings between humans and aliens were going well. Until the day everything went wrong. Captain Taiho was in a meeting with General Park when the alarm started. Red lights flashed in the building. "What's happening?" Taiho asked. General Park checked his phone. His face turned serious. "Power plants across the world are shutting down. Communication systems are failing. Taiho's own communication device buzzed. It was Hyun-ki. Captain, we have a problem, the engineer said urgently. Someone is attacking Earth's infrastructure using advanced technology. It's not human technology. Are you saying someone from the Confederation is doing this? Taiho asked in shock. Yes, sir. The attack patterns match Confederation methods. Taiho looked at General Park. We need to get to my ship now. As they rushed to the landing area, the city around them went dark. Cars stopped in the streets. Buildings lost power. On the Seeker asterisk, the crew gathered quickly. What do we know? Taiho demanded. Min-Su spoke first. I intercepted communications from a group called the Protectors of Order. They're a small faction within the Confederation who believe humans are too dangerous to allow into space. They're trying to push Earth back to a pre-electronic age. Hyun-ki added. The attacks are targeting power grids, satellites, and data centers. Can we stop them? Taiho asked. Their ship is hiding behind Mars, Dae-jung said. We could go after them, but it would take time. Jae-woo had been quiet. Now she looked up from her screen. Captain, the humans are responding. How? Taiho asked. Their systems are down. Not all of them, Jae-woo said with surprise in her voice. They had backup systems we didn't know about, and they're already tracing the attack signals. The door opened, and Dr. Subin Yoon rushed in. Her face was tired but determined. Captain Kim, we need your help, she said. We've located the source of the attacks, but we can't reach it. How did you trace it so quickly? Hyun-ki asked in amazement. We planned for this, Dr. Yoon said simply. After your first visit, we created special systems that would stay active in case of alien attack. You expected us to attack you? Dae-jung asked, sounding offended. We hoped for friendship but prepared for danger, Dr. Yoon replied. That's how humans have always survived. Captain Taiho made a quick decision. Hyun-ki, help the humans block these attacks. Min-Su, send a message to the Confederation Council telling them what's happening. Dae-jung, prepare the ship for combat. Combat? Dae-jung asked with concern. Against our own people. They attacked a world under our protection, Taiho said firmly. That makes them our responsibility. As the crew rushed to follow orders, General Park approached Taiho. Captain, there's something you should know. Our scientists have been studying the technology you shared with us. They've already adapted some of it to defend against this attack. That's impossible, Taiho said. It would take years to understand our technology, let alone adapt it. General Park smiled slightly. Humans work quickly when we're in danger. It's our greatest strength. Within hours, Earth's defensive systems came back online. The human scientists, working with Hyun-ki, had created a shield against the alien attacks. And they had done more than defend. They had traced the attack back to its source and found a way to disrupt the attackers' systems. They'd done in hours what would take most species weeks, Jae-woo said with wonder in her voice. Taiho nodded. Now the council will have to believe what we told them. As Earth's lights came back on, Dae-jung approached the captain. Sir, I was wrong about humans. They're not just dangerous. They're impressive. Yes, Taiho agreed. And after today, the Confederation will never look at them the same way again. The giant screen on the bridge of the starship Seeker lit up with a spinning blue and green planet. That's it. That's the source of the strange signals. Captain Taiho Kim stood up from his command chair and walked closer to the display. His dark eyes narrowed as he studied the small world. Yes, Captain. The third planet in this system. Jae-woo Park tapped at her science console. We call it Earth. Captain Taiho nodded slowly. The Galactic Confederation had given him this mission because he was their best explorer. After finding 32 new worlds, this was supposed to be a simple task. Check the strange radio waves, confirm the planet was still developing, and leave without being seen. What do the scans show? He asked. Jewu pushed her short black hair behind her ear and read from her screen. The planet has one large moon. The surface is mostly water. There are large land masses with many different environments. And, she paused, there are over 8 billion life forms that match intelligence patterns. The bridge grew quiet. 8 billion was a huge number for a single planet. What level of technology? Taiho asked. Engineer Hyun-Ki Lee joined the conversation from his station. They have basic flight within their atmosphere. They burn fossil fuels. They have primitive computers and digital communication. He looked up with a small smile. Nothing that would worry the Confederation. Security Officer Da Jung-cho didn't look convinced. We should keep our distance. If they see us. They won't see us, Taiho said firmly. Our ship has the best cloaking technology in the galaxy. The captain returned to his chair and pressed a button on the arm. All crew, prepare for close orbit. We will observe this planet called Earth for 3 standard days. The Seeker moved silently toward the blue planet. As they got closer, communications specialist Min-Soo Kang made a surprised sound. Captain, I'm detecting thousands of artificial satellites around the planet. Taiho frowned. That many? Are you sure? Yes, sir. Far more than a pre-space civilization should have. Jae-woo came to stand beside the captain's chair. Her eyes were bright with excitement. This doesn't match our information. The Confederation database says this planet should only have basic technology. The database is never wrong, Da-jung said. Maybe it's just old information, Hyun-ki suggested. The last scan was 200 years ago. Taiho made a quick decision. Take us into orbit, but stay in stealth mode. Jiwoo, I want full scans of their technology level. Min-Soo, collect and translate their communications. Hyun-ki, check those satellites, find out what they do. The crew moved quickly to follow his orders. As the Seeker slid into orbit around Earth, the view screen showed them the night side of the planet. Millions of lights outlined the continents. They use a lot of power, Da-jung noted. Captain, Hyun-ki called out suddenly. I'm detecting something strange. What is it? Taiho asked. Some of these satellites. They're watching us. Impossible, Da-jung said. Our cloaking. 3 of their orbital devices just changed position. They're pointing at our exact location. The bridge fell silent again, but this time the silence felt heavy. Could it be a coincidence? Taiho asked. Jae-woo was checking her screens rapidly. Captain, I'm detecting unusual energy readings from the planet's surface. They're using radar, lidar, and something else I don't recognize. Min-Soo looked up from his station, his face pale. Sir, I've translated some of their communications. They're talking about us. They know we're here. Captain Taiho gripped the arms of his chair. In 30 years of exploration, this had never happened. No developing world had ever detected a Confederation ship. This changes everything, he said quietly. Contact Confederation Command. Tell them we need new instructions. He looked back at the beautiful blue planet on the screen. It seems Earth is full of surprises. The Great Hall of the Confederation Council was huge. Thousands of beings from 37 different worlds sat in curved rows. They all looked at the small group standing in the center. Captain Taiho and his crew had returned to Confederation space with their report about Earth. Now they waited as the council leaders read it. This report is very unusual, Captain Kim, said the head council member, a tall being with blue skin. You claim these humans are special among developing worlds. Yes, council member, Taiho said firmly. They are unlike any species we have found before. In what way? Asked another council member. Jae-woo stepped forward. The science officer had prepared for this moment. Honorable Council, most intelligent species in our Confederation evolved through cooperation and stability. Their planets had few natural disasters. Their evolution was slow and steady. She touched a control, and images of Earth appeared in the air around them. But humans evolved through chaos and competition. Their planet has ice ages, floods, earthquakes, and many other dangers. They fought with nature and with each other to survive. The council members watched as images showed Earth's violent history. This created a species that thinks differently, Jiwoo continued. They don't follow the normal path of development. They jump ahead in some areas while staying behind in others. Give us an example, the head council member said. Hyun-ki joined Jiwoo. They created nuclear weapons before they explored their own solar system. They mapped their own DNA before they solved basic social problems. They understand quantum physics but still burn fossil fuels. That sounds dangerous and unstable, a council member said with concern. It is, Dae-jung admitted, but it's also powerful. Jae-woo nodded. Most species advance in a straight line. Humans advance in all directions at once. Some paths fail. Others succeed beyond what should be possible. She showed new images of human technology. Look at this. In just 100 years, they went from simple flying machines to spacecraft that could leave their planet. It took the Xantari 300 years to make the same progress. The council members whispered among themselves. And there's something else, Taeho added. Unlike other species, humans show no signs of reaching an evolutionary plateau. This caused more whispering. Every known species eventually reached a point where their advancement slowed down. Their biology and technology found a balance, but humans kept changing, kept pushing forward. Their greatest strength is how they solve problems, Jiwoo explained. When faced with a challenge, they try many different approaches at once. Most fail, but they learn from these failures, and when one solution works, they improve it quickly. They also combine ideas in ways no one else would think of, Hyun-ki added. They put together things that shouldn't work, and somehow make them work. The head council member looked troubled. Captain Kim, what are you asking us to do about Earth? Taeho took a deep breath. I am asking the council to make an exception. Earth needs help with climate change and other problems. If we assist them now, they could advance even faster. They could join the Confederation within decades, not centuries. Impossible, said one council member. It would break all our rules. Rules can change, Taeho replied calmly. Just as humans have changed our understanding of what is possible. The council called for a vote. As the members entered their choices, Taeho and his crew waited nervously. Finally, the head council member announced, we will send a delegation to Earth to verify your findings. If they confirm what you have reported, we will consider your request. It wasn't everything Taeho had hoped for, but it was a start. The humans will impress them, Jiwoo whispered as they left the hall. They always do the unexpected. Let's hope the unexpected is good this time, Dae-jung said. Red warning lights flashed across the bridge of the Seeker *. Switch to emergency protocols, Captain Taeho ordered. His voice was calm despite the situation. Move us to the dark side of their moon. The ship glided silently away from Earth orbit. Once safely hidden behind the moon, the crew gathered for an emergency meeting. How did they see us? Dae-jung asked. His hands were tight fists at his sides. Our stealth technology is the best in the Confederation. Engineer Hyun-ki studied his datapad with a frown. I don't know, but their detection methods are unusual. They're using a mix of technologies that shouldn't work together, but somehow they do. What about Confederation Command? Taeho asked Min-soo. The communications specialist shook his head. We won't get a response for at least 6 hours, Captain. We're too far from the nearest relay station. Taeho nodded. Then we need to learn more while we wait. Jiwoo, what have your scans found? Jae-woo stood up and touched the main screen. Images of Earth cities, factories, and power plants appeared. The humans are strange, Captain. Their technology doesn't follow the normal path. Look here. She pointed to a large building. This is a nuclear power plant. They'd split the atom. That's not possible, Jung said. Not for a planet that hasn't even settled their moon. But they have, Jiwoo continued. And there's more. They've mapped their own DNA. They've made artificial intelligence. They're even working on fusion power. Hyun-ki looked impressed. That doesn't make sense. It took the Raskin species 1,000 years to go from nuclear power to fusion experiments. The humans did it in less than 100 years, Jiwoo said. The screen changed to show human machines. Cars, planes, computers, and weapons. But they still use fossil fuels, Min-soo pointed out. And they have wars. Their communications are full of conflicts. That's what makes this even stranger, Jiwoo said. They fight each other constantly, yet they advance so quickly. It's like the fighting pushes them to invent faster. Captain Taeho walked slowly around the table, thinking, we need to see more. I'm sending down observation drones. Captain, if they detected our ship, they'll see the drones, Daejung warned. Not these drones. Taeho looked at Hyun-ki. You brought the new micro-observers, right? Hyun-ki nodded. Yes, sir. They look like Earth insects. Even if humans see them, they won't know what they are. Launch 5 drones, Taeho ordered. I want eyes on their biggest cities, their most advanced research centers, and their military bases. Yes, Captain, Hyun-ki said, leaving to prepare the drones. Hours later, the crew watched the drone feeds with growing amazement. Look at this, Jiwoo said, pointing to a human laboratory. They're experimenting with quantum computing, but their regular computers are still so primitive. And here, Hyun-ki added, showing another feed. They're testing theories about faster-than-light travel. The math on that board is actually correct. Daejung shook his head in disbelief. Impossible. No species thinks of FTL travel before they've even left their own star system. These humans do, Jiwoo said softly. The bridge door opened, and Min-soo rushed in. Captain, I have a message from Confederation Command. Taeho took the data pad and read it. His face grew serious. What do they say? Jiwoo asked. They don't believe our report. They think our equipment is malfunctioning. Taeho looked up at his crew. They're sending a science vessel to check our findings. It will arrive in 3 days. And until then, Daejung asked. Captain Taeho looked back at the screen showing Earth. Until then, we watch and learn. Because something very unusual is happening on this planet. He pointed to a new drone feed showing a massive radio telescope aimed directly at their hiding spot behind the moon. And I think the humans are watching us too. 6 months had passed since the council meeting in New York. Today was the day of the final vote. Would Earth become a full member of the Galactic Confederation? The Great Council Hall was filled with representatives from all 37 member worlds. Captain Taeho and his crew sat with the Earth delegation, led by Ambassador Yoon-ji Choi. I'm nervous, Min-soo whispered to Jiwoo. What if they vote no? They won't, Jiwoo said with confidence. Too much has changed since we found Earth. And she was right. In just half a year, humans had made their mark on the Confederation. Dr. Subin Yoon and Hyun-ki had created a new energy system that was already being used on 12 worlds. Human doctors were working with alien medical experts to cure diseases that had troubled other species for centuries. Earth artists and musicians were sharing their work throughout the galaxy. Humans think differently, Taeho had told the council in his final speech yesterday. They see connections we miss. They try solutions we would never consider. Yes, sometimes they fail. But when they succeed, they change everything. Now the head council member rose to announce the vote. After much debate and careful consideration, the council has reached a decision regarding Earth's membership status. The room grew completely silent. By a vote of 29-8, Earth is accepted as a full member of the Galactic Confederation, with all rights and responsibilities. The Earth delegation burst into applause. Ambassador Choi smiled and bowed deeply to the council. "This is unprecedented," the head council member continued. "Never before has a pre-FTL civilization joined as a full member. But never before have we encountered a species like humans." After the ceremony, Captain Taeho found himself looking out at the stars from the observation deck. Jiwoo joined him. "What are you thinking, Captain?" she asked. "I'm thinking about our first day orbiting Earth," Taeho replied. "We thought we were there to observe a simple developing world. Instead, we found a species that's changing the galaxy." Jiwoo nodded. "The Council has asked me to head a new research division. We'll study how humans solve problems to see if other species can learn their methods." "A good choice," Taeho said. "And I've been asked to be the first Confederation ambassador to Earth." "And Hyunki?" Jiwoo asked. "He and Dr. Yoon are testing their new faster-than-light drive next week. They say it's twice as efficient as our current technology." The door opened, and Dae-jung entered. The security officer who had once seen humans as dangerous now looked excited. "Captain, Ambassador Choi is asking for you. They're about to make the announcement." "What announcement?" Jiwoo asked. "You'll see," Dae-jung said with a rare smile. They hurried to the main hall, where thousands of beings from across the galaxy had gathered. Ambassador Choi stood next to Dr. Yoon and Hyunki. They all looked proud. "Today marks not just Earth's entry into the Confederation," Ambassador Choi began, "but the beginning of a new era of exploration." Dr. Yoon continued. "Our team has completed work on the new Earth Confederation Joint Project, a ship that can travel 10 times faster than any current vessel. We call it the Unity Asterisk." Hyunki added, "It will be the first of a new fleet that will explore beyond the borders of known space, farther than any of our species have gone before." The crowd erupted in cheers. Species that had been traveling the stars for thousands of years were now excited to go even further, thanks to human innovation. Later, as the celebration continued, Taeho found himself standing with General Park, watching the diverse crowd of humans and aliens mingling together. "Did you ever imagine this would happen when you first detected our ship?" Taeho asked. The general smiled. "We hoped to find friends among the stars. What we didn't expect was how much we could offer each other." Taeho looked out at the galaxy beyond the windows, bright with stars and possibilities. "What we found on Earth truly did change everything," he said, "not just for the Confederation, but for all of us." The general nodded. "This is just the beginning." And watching the humans moving confidently among the stars, Captain Taeho knew he was right. The attack on Earth changed everything. News spread quickly through the Confederation. The protectors of order were arrested. Their leader admitted they wanted to keep humans contained on their planet. 1 week later, the full Confederation Council arrived at Earth. Not just a small delegation this time, but the main leaders themselves. They wanted to see these humans who had defended against advanced alien technology. The meeting took place in a huge room at the United Nations building in New York. Humans from every country attended. The head council member stood first. "On behalf of the Galactic Confederation, I offer our sincere apology for the attack on your world. The ones responsible will face justice." Ambassador Yoon-ji Choi nodded politely. "We accept your apology. But more importantly, we would like to discuss our future relationship." The council member looked relieved. "Yes, after seeing your response to the attack, we believe Earth might be ready to begin the process of joining the Confederation. This would normally take many years, but we could start now with limited technology sharing and cultural exchanges." Everyone expected the humans to be happy about this offer. Instead, Ambassador Choi smiled calmly and said something that shocked the alien representatives. "Thank you for your offer. But Earth would prefer to join as a full member with equal standing, not as a developing world." The room went completely silent. "That's impossible," one council member finally said. "You haven't even left your own solar system yet." "True," General Park said. "But we have proven we can understand and adapt your technology quickly. and we have qualities that might benefit the Confederation." "What qualities?" asked another council member, sounding doubtful. Dr. Su Bin Yoon stepped forward. "For the past month, I have been working with Engineer Hyun Ki on your energy storage problem, the one your scientists have been trying to solve for the past century." She handed the council a datapad. "Here is our solution." The council members studied the information with growing surprise. This could work," one said in amazement. "How did you solve it so quickly?" "We looked at the problem differently," Dr. Yoon explained. "Your scientists were trying to perfect one approach. We tried 100 different approaches at once." Jae-woo, who had been watching quietly, turned to Captain Tae-ho. "This is exactly what I told the council. Humans solve problems differently." Tae-ho nodded, and now they're seeing it for themselves. Ambassador Choi continued speaking to the council. "We understand we are young compared to your other members, but we believe we have something valuable to offer. A new perspective, different ways of thinking and solving problems." The council members whispered among themselves. The head council member looked troubled. "What you ask has never been done before. We have rules, traditions." Ambassador Choi nodded. "We respect your traditions, but sometimes rules need to change when new information appears." Captain Tae-ho recognized his own words from the earlier council meeting. He stepped forward. "Honored Council, when we first came to Earth, we expected to find a typical developing world. What we found instead was a species unlike any we've encountered before. Their evolution through chaos and competition has given them unique abilities." He gestured toward the humans. "They detected our supposedly undetectable ship. They learned our language in hours. They defended against an attack that should have destroyed their technology. And now they've solved a problem our best scientists couldn't fix for a century." The council listened carefully as Tae-ho finished his speech. "If we treat humans like every other species, we waste what makes them special. But if we accept them as equals now, both humans and the Confederation will benefit." As the council began their private discussion, Min-soo leaned toward Jae-woo. "Do you think they'll agree?" Jae-woo watched the humans waiting patiently. "I think the Confederation is about to change forever. And it's because of what we found on Earth."